I too had a wonderful childhood. My parents had been married for quite a few years before starting a family, and I'm the oldest. I asked my mother one time why it took so long to start a family, and she said, well, during the Depression, it was hard enough for us to keep food on the table for two of us, much less a family. But I was the oldest, and I have two younger brothers who still live in Newton. I live now in Oklahoma, in Sand Springs. We did traverse to Houston, Texas, where our children grew up in 1969, and after the big city and all, we decided we would follow Kevin up here. I too was playing in the dirt and having a good time. My grandparents lived right near, within walking distance. I would just cut through their fence and into my grandma's backyard. She had flowers everywhere. She had no grass. It was all flowers. And she had to pump water by hand, and she bucketed that water over to her flowers all the time. So maybe that's where my love of flowers and gardening came about. And maybe I passed that on to my children, at least my son, not my daughter. But
Kevin's a great gardener.
He is. He really is.
He puts out tomatoes that...
The tomatoes. So he doesn't really care for tomatoes.
He doesn't eat them.
That's the ironic
We
part.
get to pick them up. He doesn't care if we eat the tomatoes.
No, he doesn't. So, but my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she took chemistry in high school, and she was going to be a nurse, but the economic times, and she was a big family. I think there were 10 children, and she had to quit high school to even help support her family because there were so many young little ones that she had to help raise. I did not know my grandfather. He died when I was a child, so I don't know him. But my paternal grandmother was such an influence on my life.
Is this Grandma Franz?
Mm-hmm. She was. I'd go over to her house and she'd be reading the Bible or listening to some radio show, and I'd sit down and listen with her. And she passed away, unfortunately, I guess when I was a teenager. But anyway, I had a good life. I can't complain. I wish my kids would have had that experience that I had, especially with all my cousins. So